This next haunt we want to talk about, this is a haunt that we have been trying to go to for the past 2 years, and there's always been an exceptionally
Big
long
line. They're in mazes.
No matter what time you go, if you don't get there right when they open, and preferably on an off day like a Thursday, you're going to be stuck waiting in line. And we're talking police presence, 3-hour line, without a doubt.
Right. It looks like an amusement park ride.
It's like it's like waiting to get on a roller coaster.
Like an attraction, yes.
And so we never really knew, is this place good? Is it bad? We don't know. All we knew it was a pay haunt. It was a $15 haunt. So we thought, well, I don't know if we're going to wait in line and then pay $15.
We drove past it a couple times. We went to it and then we saw the line. Right, we don't have time.
We just drove right by because it takes up a lot of time. And we've actually been a little spoiled in recent years. We never really have to wait in line. And that's good because our schedule is always packed. So waiting in line is something we only do on rare occasions, and it better be worth it too. So for us to wait in line. So we passed this several times. We tried at least twice before in 2012 to get there, and we finally said, well, you know what, let's try on an off day.
A weeknight.
Let's try on a Thursday, and let's get there right when they open. So we did, and this is the Cicero Town Hall of Horrors. And what it is, it's actually the Cicero Police Municipal Building, or one of their municipal buildings in the town of Cicero, that they turn into this multi-level, multi-tiered haunt. And we got there right around when they opened. There was no line. We maybe waited about 10 minutes in line. Like I said, it's $15 to get in. But I have to say it was very, very well worth it.
Yes, yes,
Some of the
I highly
things
recommend it.
that made it an excellent haunt for me was, one was very effective use of space. This was, as I said, a municipal building, so it's offices, corridors, things like that. But you would never know it by some of the sets.
No.
They very effectively incorporated even the bathrooms. The real bathrooms were decorated in Halloween-themed / horror-themed type of displays, and it really put you right in the mood because they effectively used the actual rooms. And there was one point when we walked past real jail cells, real prison cells, holding cells, where they had zombie prisoners in there, and the cells opened up with that sort of noise that cell doors make and the prisoners came out at you, and that's effective. It wasn't a set, it was the real jail cell. So that was one of the things that I really liked about this haunt. I also liked the fact that it was multi-level. You went upstairs, downstairs, and just when you thought you were done.
It was very long, which was good.
It was a very long
For $15, I mean,
it was well worth it.
Well worth it.
There were oddly shaped corridors too, like triangular shaped corridors with long walks down a single file sort of aisle with a strobe light at the end. And there was even ceilings. You don't often see ceilings in haunts. And I mean ceilings in the actual haunt itself. Of course, there were ceilings in the building. But some of the scenes that stood out for me, for example, was there was a giant spider. And I don't know how they did this, but we walked into a room and we were on a bridge overlooking another area. And in this area below us was this giant spider. I mean, this thing was probably 6-7 feet across, at least. This thing was massive. And it was a giant web, and there were people in webs hanging, and eggs and things like this. What was really cool about it is they made it rain in there.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the best scenes, because it was inside, but it was an outdoor scene where you actually went over a bridge in like a creek.
Yes.
There's water on the
And there was water, and it was raining around the bridge.
Never seen anything like that.
No, and it smelled like outside.
Like outside.
There was mist. It was excellent.
Yes.
There were several scenes where giant props jumped out at us. I'm talking 8-foot tall props. Animatronic props that came out at us. Several scenes where we had to walk through, again, real doors. We went to a real kitchen at one point. We had to walk through a refrigerator door to get to the next room, which I thought was excellent. I mean, the whole thing was very well done. Even the part towards the end, there was a large maze, but instead of a dark maze, this was a white maze.
White maze was like glass. So
it was like completely white, and the lighting, you couldn't determine what was a wall, what was in front of you, behind you. You were like in a white void. They very effectively did that. And there were
the opposite of the dark maze.
Yes, it was a white maze, and you could see, but you still couldn't see where you were going.
Because there was so much fog
and whatever it was, you couldn't tell the walls from the floor. You couldn't tell anything. And there were two creatures haunting this, and they were dressed all in white with white masks. So when the strobe would flash, all you would see was their face, this mask. You didn't see the body. And what was even cleverer than that, at the very
End of the maze,
towards
there's
the
like
haunt,
it was like a glass door, but it looked like it should have been the door to get out, but it wasn't. There was someone behind it, and it was
clear glass,
clear
or
glass.
plexiglass.
Plexiglass, yeah.
And you didn't know there was anything there. It looked like you could
Right,
walk
looked
right through
right
it.
through it, but you
And-
couldn't. You
And you
walked
couldn't
and-
walk. You had to find your way out.
Right, you had to find your way out.
Overall, I would
That was
rate
a
that.
5.
That was a 5 out of 5
5.
chainsaws right there, because the actors were enthusiastic, the sets were
Yes,
creative,
sets were great.
they had a more than effective use of space. Multi-level haunt, multi-level haunt. You would never know. In fact, I was wondering when we left that haunt how they turned it back into a regular functioning building, because it was totally transformed into something
Yes.
else. So it had enthusiasm from the actors, unusual, unique sets, effective use of space. They had the scare factor,
Yes.
and it had unique items in there. So it had all 5. It hit all 5 of our chainsaw points, plus value for the money.
Yes.
I could see why people would wait in line for this one. I can't.
Right, because to me it was very professional.
It was.
I mean,
absolutely.
it was something with the animatronics and
Absolutely
and the
professional.
set design and everything was very professional. Like like a movie studio could have put that together.
And it was about at least 30 minutes long, which is a long time
Very
for a
long,
haunt.
yes.
Average length for a pay haunt is usually about 15 minutes, and sometimes that's pushing it. So
Right.
30 minutes is really a long time to go through a haunt.
Right.
So it was well worth the $15. I
Now
would
we
do it
know why
again.
the line's there.
Exactly.
Now we know why they're in mazes.
The one
We
rule of
found
thumb
out.
here, though, is get there early.
Early.
Do not go to this one. Don't
Yeah.
go there thinking at 8 o'clock at night on a Friday that
Friday
you're
or
going to even get
Saturday,
in,
yes.
because you probably won't.